evening, viewers. This is the Bulletin of Weekly Roundup News. On Monday, as directed by the Supreme Court, SBI has been embroiled in a legal tussle over electoral bonds, culminating in the dismissal of its plea for an extension of time. The court mandated SBI to furnish details of electoral bonds to the Election Commission by March 12, following a plea for contempt action against SBI due to delayed submissions. This saga began in 2017 when the electoral bond scheme was introduced, sparking challenges from NGOs like the Association for Democratic Reforms. Key milestones include the scheme's amendment in 2022 and subsequent legal battles, leading to Supreme Court's unanimous judgment annulling the scheme in February 2024. The Supreme Court's direction to both SBI and the Election Commission highlight the gravity of transparency concerns surrounding electoral funding. The aftermath reveals a stark reality of corporate influence, with major companies like Lakshmi Mittal Steel Empire and Sunil Bharti Mittal's Airtel among prominent electoral bond buyers. The dominance of such funding in Indian politics, particularly favoring the ruling party, raises questions about democratic integrity and wealth disparities. Recent disclosures by the Election Commission and SBI shed light on corporate donations to political parties, notably the BJP's substantial share. Megha Engineering emerges as a significant donor. Critics have warned of India potentially hosting the world's most expensive elections, mulling more to socio-economic inequalities. The electoral bond saga calls on the need for robust transparency measures and equitable electoral practices to uphold democratic principles and curb undue corporate influence. The Eastern Nagaland public meeting on Tuesday reiterated its stance against participating in elections due to the unresolved issue of frontier Nagaland territory. The meeting endorsed ENPO to strategize on this matter. Meanwhile, ENLU members in Delhi are yet to meet Amit Shah due to election-related delays. In a counter-move on Wednesday, Nipu Rio urged ENPO not to boycott elections, advocating dialogue for resolution. Rio emphasized inclusivity and democratic processes, proposing an autonomous body and rejecting central control. Rio highlighted development needs in the ENPO area and pledged support for education, healthcare, livelihood, and job opportunities. Rio cautioned against electoral boycott, stressing collaboration for the people's welfare. Meanwhile, Guwahati has shockingly risen to become the world's second most polluted city, trailing just behind Bihar's Begusarai, according to the 2023 World Air Quality Report by IQ Air. Guwahati's average annual PM2.5 concentration of 105.4 exceeds WHO guidelines by over 10 times. This dire situation stems from factors like increased construction activities and a high volume of vehicles, contributing to elevated dust and pollution levels. The top 5 most polluted cities also include Delhi, Mulanpur, and Lahore from Pakistan. Additionally, New Delhi holds the unenviable title of the world's most polluted capital, with Dhaka following closely behind. The alarming statistics continue, with 9 out of 10 of the world's most polluted cities being Indian, with a staggering 42 Indian cities in the top 50. This paints a grim picture of India's air quality, ranking it as the third most polluted country globally, trailing behind Bangladesh and Pakistan. PM2.5 exposure is linked to asthma, cancer, stroke, lung disease, and even cognitive impairments in children. These findings highlight the urgent need for comprehensive measures to address air pollution and safeguard public health. Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal assured that the Citizen Amendment Act will not adversely affect Assam's indigenous people on Wednesday. He predicted the ruling NDA would secure 12 out of 14 Lok Sabha seats in the state, citing widespread satisfaction across communities with the government's performance in safeguarding interest over a decade. In an interview with PTI, Sonowal dismissed opposition-generated concerns, labeling them baseless provocations. He emphasized public awareness about CAA's implications, urging against unfounded fear-mongering. Sonowal, contesting from Dibrugarh, highlighted the BJP's efforts in securing land rights, for indigenous Assamese, ensuring their protection. The CAA aims to grant Indian citizenship to persecuted minorities from neighboring countries. Sonowal, a former AASU leader, criticized the scrapped IMDT Act as more discriminatory and conducive to illegal immigration. Regarding citizenship estimates under CAA in Assam, Sonowal mentioned a portal for applications indicating clarity once the process unfolds. His remarks underscored the government's stance on CAA's intent and its perceived impact on Assam's socio-political landscape. As directed by Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, Eastern Nagaland saw a widespread display of black flags on Thursday, symbolizing deep-seated discontent over the delayed resolution of the Frontier Nagaland Territory issue by the central government. Volunteers across all 6 districts hoisted black flags atop buildings and homes, signaling strong resentment. Despite normalcy in offices, businesses, and schools, ENPO maintained a state of public emergency, continuing the symbolic act of flying black flags. This demonstration follows the recent public meeting's resolution affirming a stance against participating in elections and temporarily suspending ongoing restrictions while keeping the public emergency in force until further notice with effect from March 21, which was signed by Chang Kli Setsang, Eastern Sumi Hoho, Kim Yungan Tribal Council, Konyak Union, Yimkyong Tribal Council, Eastern Nagaland People's Organization, Phom People's Council, Eastern Nagaland Women's Organization, United Sangtam Likumpumji, and Eastern Naga Students Federation. The lead Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's arrest has sent shockwaves through the Aam Aadmi Party, already grappling with leadership voids. He faces 6 days in Enforcement Directorate custody in connection with a money laundering case related to Delhi's excise policy. Kejriwal's pivotal role in AAP's campaign strategy adds complexity, not to forget his extensive influence for the party's campaign in Delhi, Haryana, Gujarat, and Punjab. Kejriwal's arrest not only impacts AAP's election strategies but also raises governance concerns in Delhi and future assembly polls at the central level. On Friday, in a significant development, Nagaland police, working closely with Assam police, apprehended Baharuddin, a major narcotics trafficker in the northeast, from Sonitpur, Assam. This successful operation followed months of investigation and resulted in the arrest of Baharuddin along with 2 accomplices from Dimapur and Imphal. Baharuddin, wanted in several cases across the region, operated a large drug network dealing with substances like ganja and brown sugar. He used multiple aliases, identities, phone numbers, and hideouts to evade law enforcement. Drug trafficking has had a detrimental impact on families, particularly the youth, prompting police to urge the public to report drug-related activities. Properties acquired from drug profits are subject to forfeiture under the NDPS Act, and police cautioned against purchasing such properties. While specific operational details were withheld, the police appreciated the support of Assam and Manipur police in the successful operation. More updates are expected in due time as the investigation progresses. The 3rd Northeast Games 2024 kicked off in Nagaland with a grand opening ceremony at RCSA Sovima on March 18, came to a closure on Saturday. At the inaugural, Chief Minister Rio highlighted the region's potential in national growth despite challenges like the Indo-Naga political issues. The event concluded with Manipur emerging as the overall champion with 130 medals, closely followed by Nagaland showcasing remarkable sportsmanship. Special recognition was given to Sikkim for fair play, Tripura for Olympic spirit, and outstanding athletes recognition was won by Venuzo Dahu and Tsuchoiti from Nagaland. That is all until the next weekend.